Okay, start, guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Rainbow Whooves here, and I am back doing this again with Silver-Quill here.
Hi everyone.
And last year, let's just say, last year was pretty good. I went to his booth and I said, hey, do this again, and it took some time.
There was a long line after one of my panels. He's been very patient.
I'm a patient boy. So, the episode we're discussing today is actually a Season 2 episode. I think it's Season 2.
You got it?
Yes, it's Sisterhooves Social. Now, for what I remember, because I haven't seen an episode in a while, it was probably the first time Sweetie Belle, I think, ever got developed, in a way.
It was her first sort of independent of the Crusaders video.
Yeah, it was the first one, because, yeah. So the episode started off with, I remember, some antics. It was Sweetie Belle just being Sweetie Belle, Rarity being Rarity. Oh no, wait, it was the joke about burnt juice, I think.
The Sweetie Belle had made breakfast for her sister, which was basically, I think she used a flamethrower.
Yes.
That's
borrowed from Ellie, I'm sure.
Well, there was the breakfast, and then our first introduction to Rarity's parents, and their only speaking role.
Yeah, the only ever. Ever since then, comics go boy.
It's with lots of fire, usually involving Sweetie Belle. So this is my favorite episode of the franchise. It was sort of the one that really made me connect with these characters. I didn't think I'd like Rarity when I first saw her in Season 1. That opinion changed very quickly. I mean, you say Sweetie Belle being Sweetie Belle, Rarity being Rarity. Sweetie Belle this is her most youthful, her most excited, and her most enthusiastic.
And that just shows how much Sweetie Belle, actually, not just Rarity, but Sweetie Belle has evolved since then.
Mm-hmm.
Because even that one episode that I don't kind of like, the one where Sweetie Belle is like done with being a kid or something like that. I forgot what it was.
Oh, Forever Philly.
Yeah. Makes sense. And it was that whole episode was based around her growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And not go in detail on that. That's an episode. That's a video for another day. And anyway, back to this episode. So, yeah. And let's see. So, and then there's the actual flyer. So so before that, actually, basically, Sweetie Belle is trying to be helpful to the big sister, to Rarity, but of course, it's Sweetie Belle. So, semantics.
Semantics? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by semantics.
Well, I mean, like, no, okay, maybe that's not the right.
I think you mean just regular antics.
Regular antics.
That's our cameraman, Concert Cruiser. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Yes, guys, I hired him in the highest way possible. I asked.
Ladies, are any of us getting paid for this? What? I'm done.
That's right, staffers get actual money.
But the antics are... Here's the thing, I connected so much with Rarity because in my home I am a very territorial person. I am very particular about where things are. Even though my home can be a mess, I know where everything is. And I don't like it when other people come in and offer to change that because it means I don't know where it is.
I need the exact same way. Basically, my room is always sometimes a mess.
Let's wait for them to pass. You'll have to cut that part out.
Okay, we had a 2:01 bathroom break, but we're good.
Okay, and...
I might actually just keep it.
Okay. All right, and action.
So... Oh yeah, so I was talking about
Antics.
antics. So basically, at the end of those antics, Rarity gets mad at every single time Sweetie Belle messed up, and that's basically the way sometimes a sibling reacts to a sibling screwing something that the sibling loves so dearly.
Also intruding on what they consider to be their space.
Yes, and funny enough, it's the exact same way I have something with my sister, and my sister has that same reaction when I intrude her stuff all the time, every day. And yeah, I just forgotten how much that actually relates to me a lot.
And for me, I have an older brother. We love him, look to him for guidance in all stages of life, but we butted heads a lot. We drove each other nuts. Because there's the elder sibling wants to preserve an identity and have some independence. The younger sibling wants to be included and kind of pursues the elder to prove their worth. And Sweetie Belle wanted to do that so hard in this episode. And what I really enjoy is that while at first you're sympathetic to Sweetie Belle as Rarity gets more frustrated, it switches halfway through, and now you're rooting for Rarity against an understandably unforgiving Sweetie Belle. And it also helps that Applejack and Apple Bloom get to show this other sisterly dynamic, which made me root for them all the more and say Apple family is best family.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were in that episode.
It's been a while.
It was touching, man.
But it also shows what I like. Usually the main six seem equally clueless in a situation or struggling. This was Applejack teaching Rarity and offering her guidance, and I love that interchange.
Yeah, it also shows that this is kind of a annoyance to me, but I always hate when people always name her the background pony, where she has shown time after time after time again that she has proven that she is more than a background pony. In fact, actually, if she was a background pony, she would probably be the most interesting background pony since Derpy.
I don't always eat apples, but when I do,
They're sweet apple acres. And I mean, I do love the obstacle course race. Also, this was the transition of Granny Smith from the one note, "Ow, I'm old,"
Yes,
and she
this
was more slapstick.
Yes, this is from basically saying, "Oh, oldness, we hate it," to what? Oldness? Never heard of it.
All in all, I thought, and I love the reconciliation at the end.
Yeah, the reconciliation. Also, the fact that, because basically I was watching season 1. I was watching from season 1 to season 3. I was just bench watching on my small 3DS under the sheets. And
phrasing, dude.
and and I was just watching and I had no idea. For some reason, I was thinking, why isn't Applejack gonna uncover it? But then I realized, oh, it's Rarity. That should have been that's done.
Well, unless you're focusing on the eye color, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it isn't apparent right away.
Before I got attention to detail, I never noticed the eye color. But then once I went back, I was like, oh,
Also, final observation: Applejack is really good at holding her breath.
Yeah.
How long was she under that mud?
You'll never know.
Well, especially because you're not wearing a watch.
In real time or showtime?
We'll never know.
So I guess final thoughts.
This was my favorite episode because it showed me how well these characters could interact together. I had marathon season 1, but I was watching season 2 as it came out, and it was a very strong highlight episode, which was good because I believe Ne'er-do-well was not far behind.
Oh, this episode, for what I remember at least, was a very interesting one that tackled I love my big sister or / brother so much, but I can't hang out with that person because, oh my god, you're so cool. Notice me, senpai, please. And this episode really shows that siblings care for one another no matter what.
No matter what, we'll be friends forever.
I'm so glad YouTube doesn't come after me with copyright.
No matter what.
Because it never acknowledges me.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
So, thank you.
Well, thanks for having me again.
So, I'm Rainbow Hoops.
And I'm Silver-Quill.
Be yourself every day, and I'll see you later.